Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here and to speak on behalf of the signatory banks, the 131 banks that are signing and have signed the principles for responsible banking this afternoon. My name is Ralph Hammers, and I run ING, and often I get asked the question what the future of banking is. And they often ask me this question because, they think about digital and about, branchless banking. But I always give the same answer. The future of banking lays within the purpose of the financial institutions. Just like any other corporation, we're all driven by a purpose. And if you look at the purpose of our collective banks, they're pretty similar. They're pretty similar to the extent that if you really read them, it is about empowering people or businesses to do what they need to do. And within that purpose, we clearly show that we're not servicing a primary need. Nobody wakes up in the morning wanting to have a car loan. People would want to have a car. So we are actually facilitating. We're facilitating people and businesses in realizing what they want to do. And as such, we are facilitating the economies in which we work. We're facilitating these economies to develop in a way that they create opportunities for current generations and future generations. If it comes to education, if it comes to job creation, if it comes to diversity, inclusion, developing businesses, developing infrastructure. And in doing so, living up to our purpose, we do it. And we are pledging today to do that in line with the UN sustainability goals, Sustainable Development Goals. We have a real impact here because we have many clients and we represent a large part of the worldwide economy. We're a group of banks, small and large, coming from 49 different countries. That's how powerful we are. Now, in that development, there's one more thing. We're also corporate citizens. And as a corporate citizen, we feel the moral obligation to also ensure that what we do is in line with the Paris Climate Agreement. So the why we are signing these principles is very clear. The question is, how do we go about the how? How do we do this? And in that one, I think we all will find our own ways. But we all realize that the how is the most important in order to create the impact. And the how is around not so much what you don't do, because it's easy to exclude, honestly. It is about what you do finance. And in what you finance and which client you finance and which client you engage with, that you have that discussion about how this client in his or her sector can actually comply in its business with the Sustainable Development Goals as well as the Climate Agreement. That's where we have the impact. Basically not our primary footprint because we are digital by these days, but our secondary footprint and how we manage that one down. That's the crucial impact that we have. Now from that perspective, this is kind of a historical moment because we're a good group representing, as said already, more than 30% of banking assets in the world. So we can move the needle. And the leadership gathered here can make a difference. And I think we all can be very proud of taking that on. Now, before I give to Sola, the floor to Sola, one more thing. With this, we do take responsibility. We do take responsibility for how we act in the world, how we act with our stakeholders, and we also have to show accountability. And the principles for responsible banking give us basically a common language as to how we in the future can communicate about our progress and how we do this. That's the important element. But we're only starting. The work is ahead of us. And the work is ahead of us with what we can do as institutions, but I'm also going to call on you to inspire the leaders of the other banks that are not here to join us as well, because then we can even go faster. Thank you very much, and Sola, the floor is yours.